The following is a presentation of WCMP Sports, local sports.
With the goal on the shorthander.
A Q Media Group production.
Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. I mean, he can't miss.
Local high school sports.
Oh, it's knocked out. Oh boy, 1-0.
Also available for free on the WCMP mobile app or on the Q Media Group YouTube stream.
He's got a lot of room to run, and he's off to the races. 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. He's gone!
Now to bring you the call, here's Ethan Game Day Gilman.
And welcome inside Pine City High School for tonight's girls basketball matchup between the Pine City Dragons and the Mora Mustangs. Welcome everybody here into the Here's the Pitch pregame show brought to you by Here's the Pitch in North Branch. Here's the Pitch is the area's premier indoor training facility. They've got fast pitch, slow pitch, and baseball batting cages. You can tune up your swing at Here's the Pitch in North Branch. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. I'll be bringing you all the action from tonight's game. This a section and conference rivalry game here between Pine City and Mora. This girls basketball game has a lot on the line for both of these teams. As I mentioned, it's a conference and section game and a rivalry game, so there's a lot of pride on the line tonight. But one of the bigger points of tonight is the fact that it is a section game. It's a section game for both these teams. Pine City without a section win yet. Mora trying to claim another one. So as we look at these two teams coming into tonight, this is a big one. The Dragons looking to make it 12 wins on the season, while Mora trying to go from 12 wins to 13 on the season. So there is a lot on the line for both these teams. A win for either one of these squads is going to help their QRF ranking shoot right up, and it's also going to help their standings in the playoffs. So this is a big contest for both of these squads here tonight, and for one of them, they are going to come out with the victory, have that pride, at least until next week, because that's when they play again, but also improve that QRF standing. So that is what is on the line here tonight. But before we get too far, I want to take this time to give a huge shout out to you, our loyal listener, for tuning in to each and every broadcast, but I also want to give a shout out to all of our fine sponsors who sponsor this and every other broadcast that we do. If it weren't for them, we wouldn't be able to be out here and bring you this game for free. Well, I tell you what, let's hear a word from our fine sponsors. Then we'll be back with more on these two teams here on WCMP and KBEK.
The Classic Edge HDX from Central Boiler is the outdoor wood furnace for you. This furnace can heat anything, your house, shop, greenhouse, even a pool, all with one Classic Edge HDX. The Firestar combustion control takes all the worry and guesswork out of wood heating. It automatically controls combustion for highest efficiency with any kind of firewood, and you can remotely monitor the furnace from anywhere.
Northland Boiler Sales, your local Central Boiler sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
How do you want to be celebrated? A church service, a celebration of life in a chapel, maybe even cremation with an outdoor gathering. Many of these things can be taken care of ahead of time and can be affordable. Methvin Funeral and Cremation has the resources and expertise to help you plan ahead. Learn how you can make the decisions now that will make things easier for your family in the future. Methvin Funeral and Cremation in Mora, Hinckley, Isle, and Sandstone, or find them online at methvinfuneralhome.com.
If you're gonna stop and fuel up, you might as well stop at your Pine City Freeway Holiday Station store. And if you need a little something for that party, right now save on Pepsi 12 packs are 2 for $16. Firewood bundles get 3 for $26. Mix and match breakfast and lunch sandwiches are just 2 for $6. And don't forget, Food Network's Guy Fieri's Flavortown menu line, burritos, sandwiches, and churros. Fill up, load up, and save at your Pine City Freeway Holiday Station store today. Back here on WCMP and KBEK, Game Day Gilman bringing you the Here's the Pitch pregame. We're out here at Pine City High School tonight for this girls basketball matchup. It is a section and conference matchup between the Pine City Dragons and the Mora Mustangs. This girls basketball game has a lot riding on the line. The winner is going to quickly and vastly improve their QRF here tonight. And that is so important here at the end of the season because playoffs are just around the corner. They start the last week of February. So playoffs are, quite literally right around the corner. So it's going to be I know, I hate to say it, and I don't like thinking about it either because, well, that means the regular season's over and that we're that close to the end of the season. But these two teams are looking at the playoffs, and we're myself as the broadcaster, we're looking more and more each and every game at how the standings and playoffs are shaping up. So we're right there. But we're taking a look at these two teams on the season and how they have done. For the Mora Mustangs, they are 12-6 in Section 6AA, 1-2 in the section. 62 points per game is what they're scoring, while giving up 52 points per game. As we take a look at the Mustangs and how they've done so far this year, conference record is also pretty good at 6-2. It started, though, not so hot. It started with 2 losses in a row to Piers and Crosby Ironton, but that's when they got on the right track as they won 4 in a row over Moose Lake, Packed Charter, Long Prairie Grey Eagle, and Hinckley Finlayson, before falling by 1 point to the Barnum Bombers. So they could potentially have 13 wins at this point. But after that, it was a win streak for the ages. It was a long win streak, counting up 3, 6, 7 games at the start of the new year. It started with a win over Howard Lake Waverly, Winstead, Mille Lacs, Ogilvie, then Aiken, Moose Lake again, Hinckley Finlayson, and East Central all in that run. But since then, it's been pretty tough going. They have gone 1-3 since then, falling to Bram only by 7 points, then falling to Malacca before beating Sauk Rapids Rice on the road, but then falling at Legacy Christian Academy this last Thursday. So it has been a really good year for this team, and looking at this Mora squad, the last couple of years, they've been a sub-500 to a kind of right at 500 team. It's really cool to see this Mora team be as good as they are this year, because it feels like it has been a long time coming, and they have done such a good job at where they have gotten to this year, and Coach Dalby has helped in that tremendously. So I'm just so happy to see this team be where they are at this point, and know that they are continuing to steadily improve as the season goes along, and that's why tonight's game is so big for both of these teams. The Mora Mustangs, again, fairly young team if we're being honest. They do have some juniors and a couple seniors, but it's just that. It's a young team after that. So there is a lot of youth to this team, so they're going to have a lot of young ladies returning next year, which is just going to be so great for them. On the other side, we look at the Pine City Dragons and their season up to this point. Now in Section 6AA, the top 8 seeds get a home game. And right now, the Dragons are at that number 8 seed. 2, 4, 6, let's make sure I'm counting right, 8. Yes, they are at the final spot for a home game. They're 11-9 overall, 0-4 in section play. They're scoring 54 points per game and giving up 54 points per game. Now, that has since improved since the new year, and we'll go ahead and get into that as we talk about this Pine City girls basketball team. The new year has provided kind of a new spark for this team. They're 5-3 in conference play, and it hasn't been a bad year, but they have lost some games that they really should have won. It started with game 1 against Zimmerman. They only lost by 3, definitely should have won that game. But then they beat Ogilvie, lost to St. Croix Prep, beat both Aiken and Hastings, then lost to Foley, but beat Cloquet. Then in a Christmas tournament at St. Cloud Cathedral, they lost to St. Cloud Cathedral by only 4 points before beating Concordia Academy. Coming out of that, they lost to Bram, then beat Hinckley, lost to Legacy Christian Academy by 1, lost to Malacca by 13. But let me tell you, those 13 points do not tell the whole story. Those 13 points are not even close to the whole story in that game. They should have won that Malacca game by any stretch of the imagination. They should have got the victory there. Unfortunately, they fell. Again, were unable to put it together for 2 halves. They did, unfortunately, lose Vivian Lottie in that game as well, and she has been out since. But they have done a good job at getting someone to step up in her absence, and they have done it with a few different players. So it has been nice to see that they have been able to do that. But after that loss to Malacca, it was a nice 4-game win streak where they beat Mille Lacs, they beat Esco, they beat East Central, and Barnum. They beat Barnum pretty handedly. Then they fell to Crosby Ironton before beating Moose Lake Willow River this last Thursday, and then falling to Crosby Ironton on Monday, 91-33. But you look at Crosby Ironton, well, they're kind of the class of Class 2A, other than some of the other teams. But so 11-9, and we look at a few of these games. There's definitely 2, 3, 4 games that probably should be wins instead of losses for their team. And you put that in perspective, they would be 15-4 at this time. Let me say that again, 15-4 at this time, which would put them in a spot right now for the number 2 seed. In fact, they would be at the number 2 seed if that were the case. But we can't play the season like that. That's not how you can do things. You have to look at it as it is. And Pine City has, I don't want to talk down about them, but they haven't quite put an entire game together. And when they can do that, they are going to be unstoppable. They have been closer and closer and closer since the new year has begun to doing that. It just has been like so close. When they do put an entire game together and play as dominant as we know they can, like they did kind of in the second half of the first half of that Malacca game, oh my goodness, I don't know that there's a team that could hang with them. This is really a talented team, and again, it's been, they've had a few changes here and there. They've made a few changes with schemes and things, so it's been a little bit of a learning curve for everybody, but they have done such a really good job with whatever is thrown at them. And again, senior leader Vivian Lottie being out has obviously not been ideal. You want her on the court. I mean, don't get me wrong, she could be a coach. Let's be real. Her energy and her passion that she has, she could easily be a coach. But they have done a good job of getting someone, or at least a couple players, to sub in her place and do a good job of supplementing her being out. And she'll be back sooner than later, and they definitely want her back for the playoffs, so they're just trying to be a little bit more careful with making sure she comes back at the right time and not rushing her back. But let me tell you, they have done a really good job. And Vivian has just done such a good job of being so positive and taking it one day at a time and just working her way back. It's been really cool to see her progress and her tenacity at just making sure she's coming back and doing the right things. It's really unfortunate because she's had back-to-back years now where she has suffered a injury, but just great to see what her tenacity at going and getting better. It's really cool to see. Now, I'm still working, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still working on getting her up to the broadcast booth with me for a game. Now, obviously, if she can play, she's going to be down there. So we're not going to take her away from being on the court. I don't want to, and I don't think she would trade being up here for being on the court, and I certainly wouldn't want to. But I'm working. I'm working on Coach Lottie and seeing if we can't get Vivian up here and broadcast a little bit. She is going to do the player announcements. So, and I said it last week when she did them. I said, hey, with that type of energy and how good she was at it, she deserves to be up in the booth. So I'm working on it, but obviously, if she is healthy enough, she is going to be down there. So I wouldn't expect anything different. So, but one of these days, we will get her up here. We will make sure she gets that same energy and then just happiness on the airways for y'all to hear, because I think it's deserved. And you can hear her on the PA system right now as she's going to announce the pregame here, but that is going to pretty much seal it here for our Here's the Pitch pregame show. We're going to go ahead and hear a word from our fine sponsors, and we'll be back for your starting lineups.
The Mushroom Melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the Mushroom Melt and Fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W Root Beer Freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
Here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch in North Branch, the area's premier indoor batting cages and training facility. Coaches, when you need space that's air conditioned or heating with enough room to get in some team training, book Here's the Pitch. Fixing swings, catchers using the state-of-the-art machines, breaking in bats, whatever the team needs to dominate next season. Let Here's the Pitch elevate their game. Here's the Pitch in the North Branch Outlet Mall. ECE Fiber is built by your community for your community. Work, play, and stay connected to what matters most. We offer affordable home and business packages with no hidden fees and 24/7 support. ECE Fiber, easy to use, simple to set up. That's a cooperative difference. Visit orderecefiber.com. That's orderecefiber.com today.
Back here on WCMP, Ethan Game Day going out here at Pine City High School for tonight's important section and conference rivalry between the Mora Mustangs and the Pine City Dragons. I don't know if you can hear Vivian announcing the starters. We might just let her do it.
Sophomore, number 3, Adelaide Weathers. And Dragon senior, number 2, Miller.
We're going to let Vivian take over the starting lineups here for you.
Junior, number 4, Chloe Yoder. And for the Dragon senior, number 4, Paige Gray. For the Mustangs senior, number 11, Elliot Kestenbauer. And for the Dragon senior, number 11, Brooke Bolden. For the Mustangs junior, number 15, Emma Exto. And for your Dragons freshman, number 12, Kate Underside. For the Mustangs junior, number 22, Addison Exto. And for your Dragons junior, number 14, Mora Cano.
Well, thanks so much, Vivian, for taking over the starting lineups. That way I don't have to do it. Appreciate that. She does a good job. So, Mustangs coached by Lance Dalby, Dragons by Patrick Judd. We're set to go. This is going to be an interesting matchup. If you take a look at similar games or similar opponents, Bram's the similar, well, not just Bram, but I look at that game because Bram kind of handedly beat Pine City, and Mora was close with Pine City. If you look at those two games on paper, you're saying, well, Mora's going to easily win this game. I beg to differ because I think Pine City, one, being at home is going to help, but two, I think, again, after the new year and after a couple of tough games like that, especially playing against Crosby Ironton twice in the last 2 weeks, I think they are, again, going to understand how to come out and play this game and not allow a loss at home, especially in this type of environment. But if you're Mora, you know you can play with teams like this. You know how good you have been on the season. You know that, you know what, your team may be overlooked for whatever reason, but you know you're good enough to win these types of games on the road. I just look at the game they had against Mora, Bram, they lost by 7. So I think there's a good chance that they can win on the road. Meanwhile, that is not ideal. You do not want to leave Addison Axtell open for 3, and she drops in the first bucket of the game, and Mora's on top 3-0. Meanwhile, here's Klepper. Klepper will give on this near side underneath to Paige Gray, then underneath to Unverzat, and she scores 2. Well, early on, back and forth already, but here comes the full court press by Pine City. Kind of hovering around that half-court line, but they're able to get this ball up the court. It is lost by Yoder. She gives now to Gray. That's a little too strong. And Bolin, oh, no foul drawn apparently. Now we get a foul drawn. Gray rebounded that one after the steal and the shot missed by Bolin. We're going to get this call on Adeline Hegerness. Boland. Inbounds to this near side. A 3 right away from Klepper, and that's good. So Klepper delivers on the 3. It's 5-3 now, but here comes Axtell. Addison give to Kastenbauer. Kastenbauer short on it, rebounded. And it falls all the way out to Bolin. Bolin, she'll look to Klepper now. Klepper will go underneath, lob inside to Unverzat, and another, no, wow. Going to call it a jump ball. Say she had at least some possession of that ball. I don't know. Looked like she may have been more or less fouled, but either way, Mora draws the jump ball. It will stay with Pine City, though. Unrazat off the inbound. She'll give now to Klepper. Klepper going to try and back her way in. Now instead gives outside to Gray. Gray for three is going to be off the mark. And Ganote picks up the rebound. Give underneath again to Boland, and Boland draws the foul. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. This is going to go against Emma Axtell. Her first, team second. Brooke Boland is such a talented player. They've got loads of talent on this team, but and she has said this herself. You know, she may be one of the smaller young ladies out there. I think she has said it herself. She's one of the shortest of the starters for Pine City. But man, she plays like she's 6'1". I mean, she will not let you bully her around. She's going to be the bully instead. Meanwhile, this shot is up, blocked by Klepper, and stolen away by Klepper. This ball moves up the court quickly to Gray, now to Ganote. Ganote fakes the shot. Now she gives to Klepper. Klepper on the far side trying to make a lane to the basket. Nothing doing there. Give on this near side now to Gray to Boland. Boland will look underneath to Ganote. Now she's just going to take off with it. She looks to go back outside. Nothing doing there. She gives to Ganote. Ganote just outside the paint will look to Unrazat now on the far side. Boland trying to go back to Unrazat. She's going to back her way. Spin move outside to Gray. Gray for three. Good. Good movement of that ball. It seemed like it was a little bit of chaos in there, but it's a really good job of moving that ball around there by Pine City and finding the open shot for three from Gray. And that's what I mean. When this team can play like this and they can do it without having to think too much, that's when they're dangerous, and it seems to be the case early on. Inbound goes to Klepper. Klepper will give to Ganote. Ganote, she's going to try and drive. She's going to bully her way to the basket. That they're going to say it was knocked out of bounds there. So the block there for Yoder. And it will stay with Pine City. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Ganote. Inbounds to Boland on the far side. Back to Ganote. Inside Klepper. Klepper, the turnaround hook shot just off the mark. Rebounded here by Emma Axtell. Emma Axtell will bring it forward. Offensively, they've got a young lady open and a wide open basket, but missed it, did Hagerness. And it's rebounded there by Gray. Gray trying to give to Klepper, and nice job by Ganote to keep that one alive, but it almost works against them because Addison Axtell comes up with the steal. A running shot, no good, rebounded by Emma Axtell. Then another long two is put up by Addison Axtell, and that is good, make it 10-5. Boland up on this near sideline, trying to get around Yoder. She picks up her dribble, finds Unrazat. Unrazat has that lane. It's going to be no. They're going to, oh, what? They call a travel or double dribble there. One of the two. I didn't quite see, but turnover on Pine City, and Mora will get it back. Here's Yoder. Yoder almost traveled. Great job to pick that one up right before she did. And now we're going to get a foul here on Gray. Gray will pick up her first and the team's first. Inbound here, now on the far side, Hagerness. Hagerness will wait. She's looking inside, now give on this near side to Addison. Addison gets a screen from Emma. Shot there is off the mark. And rebound for Addison. Through all that traffic, she's going to put it back up and in for two. There is no reason that she should have been able to make that happen, but she did. What a great play there by Addison Axtell. And this ball up for grabs again. It's going to be stolen by Yoder. And then nearly stolen right back by Boland. But again, that is something about, again, like I mentioned with Boland, she is, I used the nickname once, and I mean it with all due respect, but she's like a bulldog out there. Just, if it is up for grabs, it is hers. If it's near her, it's hers. And she just plays with such intensity. Meanwhile, here come the Mustangs. They've got a lane. Rhea Johnson with good defense. This shot is up and missed. And Klepper with fairly easy rebound. Give to Boland. Boland trying to start things quickly here. She's being bothered by Axtell. There's just not much doing around Addison. Now try to give inside to Ganote, but that's a little bit forced there by Klepper, I thought, and Yoder with another steal. And they find Hagerness wide open underneath, but a little too strong on the pass, and it goes out of bounds. 10-7 is our score. 13:46 left here in the first half. Dragons with the lead on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. Bolin will take it up the court on the far side, give to Gray. Right back to Bolin. Bolin, great drive to the basket. She drops it in for two. Did she just grab the and one? She did. Bolin has found some success early on here, and they're just going to go ahead and feed her. And I think they got Addison Axtell on this one. We'll wait and see. And Maggie Judd will check into the game for Gray. So, yes, it was Addison with the foul. Meanwhile, we'll get 14 and 21 in for Mora. 14 is Addison Brady. 21 is Abigail Kellish. Bolin, no good on that one, but again, still got the two, and it's rebounded there by Emma Axtell. Addison Axtell with it. She'll drift to the far side, give to Brady. Addison Brady, she'll look, give to Emma. Emma looking, thought about Kellish. Now she'll find it underneath to Yoder. Yoder drops it in for two. Well, got the backdoor cut against Judd, and Judd, that's a smart play by Judd to not draw the foul. She just had to let her shoot, but unfortunately, just a really, well, maybe not unfortunately, but good play there. And Rhea Johnson comes back with a three. My goodness, I don't even have time to finish a thought, and these young ladies are back and scoring. Hey, that's a good thing, though. Meanwhile, Yoder going to take the three. It's well off the mark. Rebounded, though, by Emma Axel. Good grief. Apparently too much action for me because it's getting me all tongue-tied, and we're going to get a timeout early on here as we have full timeout. So while Pine City takes one, we will as well.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Are you tired of spending your weekends on yard work? Central Outdoor Services in Pine City is your complete solution for all things outdoors. From perfectly manicured lawns to stunning landscaping and patio installations, we've got you covered. Need a boulder wall, some light dirt work, a fire pit, or even reliable snow removal in the winter? We do that too. Central Outdoor Services is here to give you back your free time so you can enjoy your yard instead of working on it. Visit centraloutdoormn.com to learn more or give us a call today.
Back here on WCMP and KBEK. Dragons with the lead 15-11 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Pine City will inbound after the timeout. Klepper will bring it up the court. Now she runs into a little bit of a trap. She's going to give it over here on this near side to Boland. Boland gets up past the timeline, kicks over to Judd, and just a little too strong for Judd. Good pass, just a little high and a little too strong there. Judd did everything she could to try and pull that one in. Meanwhile, they get the ball up to Yoder. Yoder has just been kind of escaping anywhere. Now she gives to Brady, to Kellish, over there to Emma Axtell. Emma looking, she'll give to Addison. Addison left alone, top of the three, no good. Kellish trying to run after it, but that is well out of bounds. So 15-11. Bolin will inbound to Judd, and Judd will take it up on that far sideline. She turns on the desk, but then runs into a trap, and now gives it up to Rhea Johnson. Johnson will find Bolin. Feed underneath to Unverzant. Beautiful shot for two. Exactly how you want that play executed. And again, perfection on the execution. Meanwhile, Addison Brady for two. It's no good. Rhea Johnson with the rebound up the court to Judd. Judd somehow pulls that one in into three different defenders, and she manages to get that one away safely, too. Judd will now give to Johnson, now over to Klepper. Klepper kicks and delivers for three, just off the mark, and the rebound there for Abigail Kellish. She'll take it up the court now. She'll try and find Brady, but that is well over her head, and it will go back to Pine City. Paige Gray, Redigan back into the game. They'll sub in for Boland and Judd. It is worth noting that Judd and Unverzant are both underclassmen. Judd is only 7th grader, while Unverzant is a freshman. So some good talent, some good young talent for this squad. Rhea Johnson also on the squad, a sophomore. So they've got some really, really good young talent on this squad for the future, and the future is very bright for this squad, but obviously focusing on this year, but still a bright future for this team going forward, and the seniors are only helping this team grow more and more. Meanwhile, we did have a ball that went out of bounds. This time it is going to be almost stolen away by Addison Axtell, and while she did get the steal, Mallory Klepper got the foul, and Klepper is going to catch a breather. Bowen will check in for her. Yeah, that's one thing about this Mora defense is they are very opportunistic. They will create turnovers and force turnovers on you like nobody's business. And if you're not taking good care of the ball, they're going to make you pay. So meanwhile, we get a kick ball here on the Dragons, and Mora will keep hold of it. But yeah, this Mora defense is so good at creating turnovers. Inbound here to Addison Brady. It's no good, but she gets fouled, and unfortunately, the defender forgot to put hands straight up, and that's going to be on Unverzat. That's her first, team's third, and Brady's first one is up, and no good. No good on the first. 17-11, 11 minutes to go in half number one. And this one is good. So Brady makes one of two. It's 17-12. And here come the Dragons. Bowen will give up to Gray. Gray gets around one defender. Now gives inside to Unverzat. She's just going to bully her way inside. Too strong on the layup. Rebound. Yeah, you bet. It's Bowen. Bowen waiting, giving it across the way to Gray. Gray now going to drive. She runs into a bit of trouble. Back outside to Bowen. I don't know if she even saw that pass clearly. But she still got it to Johnson. But then we get a 3-second call in the paint on Pine City, and that will lead to a turnover. Klepper will check in for Johnson. They didn't get her in right away because they had already inbounded the ball, and they were waiting to see, hey, can we still do it? But they definitely got the sub there before the inbound. And now this ball almost up for grabs. Emma Axtell does a good job to get it back. Addison over to Yoder. Yoder has an open three. She'll give it instead to Emma now. Looking to Addison. Instead, we'll give to Brady. Brady inside. She lost the ball. That should go back to Pine City. It will. Two talented teams. And again, Mustangs are a little bit of an under-the-radar team, but let me tell you, they are not a team to be taken lightly. They are a very, very tough squad. And here comes Bowen. Bowen will dribble through a double team. Oh, she's all sorts of contact there, and now Yoder going to get the steal. I don't know if we maybe had a missed foul on a defender there. Meanwhile, it looks like we're going to get this ball out of bounds. Last touch by Pine City, so it's going to go to Mora. 17-12, still our score. Up the court they go. Again, here's Yoder. She's just been doing a really good job of being at the right place at the right time with a lot of different cases. And meanwhile, here's Emma Axtell. She says, fine, if you're going to leave me open, I'm just going to go ahead and take this long too. And she drains it. Here's Klepper. Nice move up the court quick over to Gray. Gray with the long three off the mark. And rebound there for Brady. Here they go up the court to Addison. Addison trying to get around Ganote. And finds it over to Yoder. Yoder can't quite reach it. Almost a travel there on Addison Axtell. She did a good job to get that ball away and kind of steady herself. Kind of planted herself and made sure she did not travel with that ball. Meanwhile, pass up the court. Nearly stolen away by Yoder. And then Klepper somehow got it back to Gray. And then trying to find Unverzat underneath. And that's going to force another timeout here by Pine City. Yeah, just Pine City right now just not playing their style of basketball, and they're rushing things, and they're just, I think they're a little out of sorts right now, so they're going to get a timeout. So while they take one, we'll take a quick one as well.
Stop relying on unstable energy prices and switch to self-sufficiency with the Classic Edge HDX outdoor wood furnace from Central Boiler. Heat your home, outbuildings, and provide endless hot water, all while utilizing your backyard source for renewable energy. The Classic Edge uses up to 60% less wood, which means less waste and less work. Be more comfortable for less money with the Classic Edge HDX.
Northland Boiler Sales. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Back here on WCMP and KBK, Mora has cut the lead down to 3 now, and they've got Pine City on the ropes a little bit. Well, maybe not on the ropes. It's a little early to be saying that, but they've got Pine City off their mark a little bit here early on, and Mora, again, they're a stingy defense. That's kind of what they want to do. Well, they could. Their defense, I think they'll continue to look at this team and say, hey, we could be better. Meanwhile, here's a steal by Boland. Go to the basket. It's no good. Rebounded there by Kellish. But yeah, this Mora defense is very, very stingy, and they can still get better, which is the scary thing. Meanwhile, a shot here from Brady is no good. Blocked, and was that Klepper or Unruzat? I couldn't quite tell. Well, either way, block shot nonetheless. Inbound to Addison Axtell. Whoa, a late foul call. Yeah, they're going to get Klepper. And Klepper kind of knew it was coming, but, man, it came well after the miss. So Addison Axtell will shoot 2 now, and, man, talk about big free throws, and that's good. That's another thing about this Mora team is they're pretty darn good from the free throw line. Here comes Judd in for Klepper. And that's good as well. So Addison Axtell 2 for 2 on the free throws. And Boland will run this offense up the court to Unverzat. Now to Judd, back to Boland. Boland getting into a trap, gets through the trap. Trying to lob it inside to Unverzat, and she drops it in for 2. Really good job at the execution there, and just not panicking, even though they were in some traffic, understanding that they've got the height advantage and just making a play. Meanwhile, Gray blocks the pass here of Addison Axtell, but she gets it back. Now Boland knocks it away, and Gray is going to wind up with the steal, and we get a foul drawn on Mora. I think they're going to get Addison Axtell for that one, which should be her first. We had Addison Axtell, I forgot who they played over there in Mora, but I was able to call a game over in Mora when the Lady Mustangs hosted, I can't remember, but I got to interview Addison Axtell afterwards because she was our Pine Insurance Athlete of the Week, and she came up for an interview, and it was so great to talk to her. She was so humble, so kind, and always continued to mention her teammates and how she couldn't have done it without the team, and it was a team. Very selfless player. It's very, very cool to see that, how intense some of these players play, but yet how selfless they are, and I don't think we see that. I don't want to say enough, but I feel like with the more popular sports like pro sports, definitely don't see it enough there. So it was really, really great to get to chat with her. Meanwhile, she's going to catch a breather. Adeline Hegerness will check back into the game. Yoder will get it. She'll get back to Emma Axtell. Emma will give up now to Yoder, and Yoder nearly has that ball. She has it knocked loose. Gray will get the steal again. She gives up to Unverzat. Unverzat gets around the defender and drops it in for 2. And that is kind of their style of basketball right there. That is exactly how they want to play, exactly how they want to execute. Meanwhile, this one up for grabs again thanks to Gray. And we're going to get another foul as Ganot got the steal. Another foul. This one going to go against Addison Brady. Her first, team's 5th. Emma Axtell will catch a breather, and into the game is Elia Kastenbauer. Well, here's Boland. She'll give over to Gray. Gray on the far side, trying to get out of some good man defense. Then she'll give it into Boland. Now to Unverzat. Unverzat somehow pulled that one in. Got that shot tipped and then misses, and then that one is rebounded by Hegerness. Now here comes Hegerness up the court, trying to get that one, or keep that one from getting knocked out from behind. Meanwhile, it's going to be just straight up stolen away by Kate Unverzat from the hands of Brady. Give on the far side now to Gray. Dragons move the ball up the court pretty quickly. Here's Ganot. She'll give to Unverzat. Unverzat finds a lane. Nice move inside. Too strong. She gets the rebound, kicks back out to Gray, and then it's stolen by Yoder. Good effort there by both squads. Unverzat using those long arms to keep that rebound alive, but just a really good job there by Yoder to draw the steal. Now here comes Yoder on Judd. That's a good matchup, and the shot from Yoder is going to fall in for 2. 21-18. Meanwhile, here's Judd. She'll kick back to Bolin. Bolin now looks. She wants to go to Gray. She'll lob it up to Gray. Gray pulls it in cleanly. Gray will now kick to this near side. Judd for 3. Maggie Judd hits the 3. And it's now 24-16. Meanwhile, coming back the other way. That shot's no good. That'll roll off of Mora. Rhea Johnson into the game now for Ganote. And it looks like Addison Axtell is going to check back in. She'll come in for Yoder. And again, this Mora squad has been a lot of fun to watch. Again, if you weren't able to join us in the pregame, I talked about how this team, kind of over the last, good chunk of years, they've been sub 500, kind of hovering near 500, but kind of sub 500. And this year is a massive change, and they have just done a good job of being diligent and doing what they needed to do to grow. And Coach Dalby has done a good job of helping this team grow. And apologize, we had a kickball there on Pine City, so it'll go back tomorrow. But yeah, they've done a good job of growing, and Coach Dalby has got to be pretty pleased with the results he's seeing from these young ladies. Just continuing to follow and be diligent and trust the process and watch this team's growth. Not just this year, but the years prior. And if you think it's just a one-year deal, let me tell you, that is not the case, because this is growth from year to year. Meanwhile, a Kellis shot is no good. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson up the court quickly to Gray. Gray kicks back to Bolin. Bolin wanted the long 3, but she realized a little bit too far. Meanwhile, give underneath to Unverzat, and Unverzat scores yet again, 26-18. Really good feed there from Bolin. Give her another assist. She gives Unverzat her 10th point of the night. Meanwhile, here comes Addison Brady. Brady lost it, but it rolls to Kellis. Kellis will now look. She'll kick to the far side. Wide open is Hagerness. She's going to drive to the basket. Good job driving and drawing the foul on Unverzat. It is going to not be a shooting foul. It will just be on the court, so that'll be the team's 5th for Pine City, and the 2nd on Unverzat. Substitution here comes Klepper, and she will give Unverzat a breather. Kellis will inbound. She'll find Addison on the back part of the zone. Now gives on this near side to Hagerness. She pops off a 3. It's going to come up well short, and Johnson just watches it as it bounces out of bounds, and it will go back to Pine City. 5:15 to go here in the first half, and the clock is running for some reason. Not sure the clock was supposed to be running there. That's okay. Meanwhile, here's a 3 from Gray. That's going to go long, and Kellis pulls in that rebound. Kellis trying to find someone open up the court. She finds Addison Axtell. She'll give back to Brady. Brady now looking, and she'll thought about handing it off to Hagerness. Now she's guarded by Bolin. Has to pick up her dribble. She'll give now to, well, I thought it was supposed to go to Addison Axtell. Instead, it will find its way to Hagerness. She's fouled, and that'll be the Dragons' 6th. And I did not see the number. They called it. That's going to be on Gray, her 2nd. So now you've got 3 players with 2 fouls. Meanwhile, here comes Emma Axtell in for Kellis and Ganote in for Gray. Emma Axtell will lob it in there to Kastenbauer, and no, it rolls around. I thought it was going to roll out for a second, but it finally decides to follow through. And now this ball going to be up the court, knocked out of bounds by Mora. Rhea Johnson closest on that far sideline. 4:38 left here in the first half. Pretty quick moving first half, my goodness. Meanwhile, here's Bolin. She'll inbound to Klepper, right back to Bolin, and Bolin will scan the defense. Now she'll look and give it over to Judd. Judd on this near side into a little bit of trouble, and she's fouled. Just go against Addison Axtell, her 3rd. And, that is one thing. If you're going to play aggressive defense, sometimes you're going to draw a lot of fouls. Sometimes, not all the time. Doesn't mean that every game you're going to wind up with, a plethora of fouls. But if you want to play aggressive defense, sometimes that's going to happen. And now they're probably going to be without Addison Axtell for the rest of this first half. Meanwhile, here's a 3 for Maggie Judd, and the assist there from Mallory Klepper. But what a shot from Judd, and she has done that all year long. She won't always stuff the stat sheet, but man, when she's out there, she just does a really good job at doing her job. Meanwhile, she gets a steal right on cue. And now this one going to be knocked out from behind by Kastenbauer. Kastenbauer says, you aren't going to get it so easily. That's the thing, though. If they make a mistake defensively, Mora, or offensively, Mora, they're going to get back defensively so quick that you're not going to really have a chance to get a good play out of it. Meanwhile, here's Klepper, and Klepper trying to get her own rebound. Couldn't quite get it there. It was knocked out of bounds, and we'll go back to Mora. On this near side, Yoder. Yoder looking. She'll give back to Hegernus. Hegernus bounce pass there to Brady. Looking to Kastenbauer, back to Emma Axtell. Emma Axtell will go underneath to Hegernus. Hegernus had that one tipped by Ganot, but Hegernus still pulls it in. 10 to shoot now over to Kastenbauer. Kastenbauer finding Brady underneath. Oh, and she got by, I think, Bolin, and that shot no good, but Brady's going to wind up with her own rebound to the basket again. That shot no good, and I was going to say that's got to be a foul on Brady, unfortunately, as she went for the rebound and got more than just the ball. She kind of pulled the arms of Bolin down as she went to get that rebound, so that will be the foul on her. It'll be the team's 7th, and it'll be a 1-and-1 now for Boland. At least it should be. 3, 5, 7. Yeah. Yep. Boland will shoot the 1-and-1. Is going to get a friendly bounce on that free throw. Apologize for missing that one. Trying to stay best I can. Meanwhile, that one no good. So 1 of 2 there, and that was rebounded by Kastenbauer. See, I can move the camera. Meanwhile, here's Emma Axtell lobbing one towards the basket. It's no good, but there is Hegernus with the rebound. Good job. Meanwhile, this pass is tipped, stolen away by Klepper. Klepper going to try and take it all the way. Yoder, no, it's going to be Klepper who does drop it in for 2. Wasn't sure if Yoder was going to get there in time, but Klepper did a good job to kind of absorb some of that contact and follow through for the basket. Here's Emma Axtell. She'll give up to Yoder. Yoder, again, just kind of been a thorn in the defensive side, and Klepper going to get called for the foul. That'll be her 3rd, and it'll be interesting to see if they decide to keep her out of foul trouble for the last 2:50. Meanwhile, Hegernus out, Kellish in, and they will. So Klepper will probably not see the rest of this first half with her 3rd. You don't want her in foul trouble, especially in the second half here. Meanwhile, this one no good on the 1-and-1 from Yoder, and Unverzat gets the rebound. She had to battle a little bit for that one as Kastenbauer had tied it up with her, and Unverzat just said, I want it more. Meanwhile, Rhea Johnson shot no good. Unverzat with the rebound. Too strong there, and she gets it back, and I think she's going to draw a foul and go and shoot 2. This one is going to go against Abigail Kellish. Her first team's 8th. And, yes, Unverzat will shoot 2. Unverzat, no good on that one. It's so cool because I can tell you about a lot of different times where I have been able to sit and chat with some of these young ladies. Meanwhile, Unverzat makes that one, and it'll be 33-20. And it's not just that basketball. Last year, just kind of a cool story. Addison Brady was an 8th grader, and we were able to be invited out to Pine Tech for kind of a career day for all the 8th graders in our local area. Mora was one of them, and Addison Brady was there. And she came up to the table. She had asked me, hey, you must know my brother, Gage, as her brother was a senior last year. And I was like, yeah, I do. I was like, call a few games for him. She's like, yeah, he's my brother. I was like, that is really cool. And she's like, yeah, I'll be playing basketball next year too. I was like, great. So it's so cool to see how some of these things can turn into kind of a what is that, claim to fame, if you will. So pretty cool to see. Meanwhile, got a couple turnovers back-to-back here will lead to Mora getting the ball offensively. Here's Kellish. She gives on this near side to Brady. Brady will look, trying to find Yoder, but Yoder this time guarded really well by Judd. Judd and Yoder, that's a matchup that we're gonna see for a while. Meanwhile, Brady lost that one. Not sure if she was going for the pass or what, but Brooke Boland gets the steal. Give to Rhea Johnson, now to Ganot. Ganot trying to get around her defender. She goes back to Judd. Judd will fake the 3, get out of that far side corner. And she's stuck. Now give to Johnson. Johnson spins around. Give to Gray. Gray in this near side corner. Bolin comes up short on the 3. And she is going to get her own rebound. Try and go up for 2. It's going to be no good. This will be rebounded by Emma Axtell. Emma Axtell bringing it forward. She leads the team in rebounds. She's going to take it to this near side, guarded by Judd. And she'll give right underneath to Addison Brady, and she drops it in for 2. Really good play design and really good execution there by the Mustangs to get that one to fall through. Meanwhile, here's Judd. Gets the pass from Boland. She'll give back to Gray. A minute to go in the first half. Gray bumped off her spot, but she'll give to Boland now. Boland on the far side gives to Judd. Judd top of the key, give to Ganote. Ganote, kick 3. No good. Rebounded there by Kastenbauer. Kastenbauer will now bring it forward. She'll look, give it to Kellish. Kellish will look. She'll give back to Emma Axtell. She finds the lane, drives through. A little too strong on that one, and Boland almost got the rebound, but it's going to be taken back by Emma Axtell. I think that'd be counted as a steal, and now we're going to get a jump ball. So I think Boland did technically get the rebound, but then Emma Axtell stole it, and now we're going to get a jump ball. And the possession arrow will face the way of the Dragons. 31 seconds to go. Shot clock is off, 33-22. Pine City will, I would assume, try and take the last shot of the half so as to not give Mora any momentum going into half number 2. Meanwhile, a tough pass, but Judd does a good job to pull that one in. Now Judd, she'll go to the basket, kick back outside. Araya Johnson, smart job giving it to Boland. Now inside to Ganote. Ganote trying to find a way through, and she's fouled with 9 seconds to go, and this is going to go against Kellish. So Kellish will pick up her second, team's 9th, and Retta Ganote will shoot 2 now from the free throw line. They're doing a good job being patient. Araya Johnson could have easily taken the 3 on that far side, but instead gave back and took some more time off the clock. Meanwhile, Ganote misses the first. In now is Jocelyn Lorso. This is no good as well, and it was rebounded here by Emma Axtell. They're going to have a chance for the last shot of the half. No good. Yoder, yes, it's good on the buzzer beater. So that is how half is going to end, and that is less than ideal if you're Pine City. Give up a score like that at the end of the half, but they still do lead as we hit the break, 33-24. What a first half it was. Neither team really has a clear advantage in this one, even though on the scoreboard, Pine City does lead 33-24, but man, let me tell you what, this game could still go either way. Well, stay tuned. After word from our fine sponsors, we'll be back with our halftime show brought to you by Holmes Auto Body and Glass in Mora.
In service to one, in service to all, for over 100 years, the Pine City Knights of Columbus has donated thousands of dollars and volunteered countless hours to many great programs in the Pine City community. Stay tuned for more information about their upcoming events. They need your support at these events to help raise funds for the continued support of these programs.
Are you looking for the perfect way to promote your business? Custom apparel's the answer, and tddealers.com makes it easy. Let's build your brand together. From the design stage to production, we are on your team to create gear that gets noticed. Whether you're building a brand or repping your business, we got your back. High quality merch, fast turnaround, and no stress. So go to TD.
Keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. pineagency.us.
Hey there, Brad from Lee's Pro Shop here. Are you ready to show off that school pride? Lee's Pro Shop is your official letter jacket supplier, and we're here to help you celebrate every touchdown, goal, and win. We got everything you need to create a perfect letter jacket that tells your story. And for a limited time, when you come in and mention this radio ad, you get $10 off your letter jacket. That's right, $10 off. So come in, let's start to tell your story. Lee's Pro Shop, where the passion for sports begins.
When Minnesota winter hits hard, you want a heating expert who gets central Minnesota. That's Dale's Heating and Appliance, your hometown pros for furnaces, repairs, and smart upgrades that keep your home warm without burning cash. Locally owned, trusted for decades. Fast, honest service from people who live where you live. Stay warm, Minnesota. Dale's Heating and Appliance, the local heating experts who've got you covered. Visit dalesheatingandappliance.com to set up your consultation today.
Arrow Building Center in Siren is your leading name throughout the Midwest with trusted brands for your building supplies and services. Arrow Building Center has been providing contractors, homeowners, and do-it-yourselfers with quality products and expert service for all projects, big and small, for many decades. No matter the size of your next project, Arrow Building Center is at your service. And don't forget, free, yes, free delivery, always. Stop on by Arrow Building Center in Siren, conveniently located off Highway 70, or visit them online at abc-clc.com.
Back here on WCMP and KBEK, it is time for your halftime show brought to you by Hones Auto Body and Glass in Mora. Hones has over 44 years of experience getting vehicles back out on the road, and they have those state-of-the-art facilities as well. Taking a look at our first half stats, leading the way for Mora, it was Addison Axtell with 9 points, then 6 for Chloe Yoder, 4 for Emma Axtell, 3 for Addison Brady, and 2 for Elia Kastenbauer. 6 rebounds for Emma Axtell to lead the team. They had 6 steals, 4 coming from Yoder, 1 block, and 9 team fouls. On the other side for the Pine City Dragons, leading the way was Kate Unverzau with 11, 6 for Judd, 5 for Boland and Klepper, 3 for Rhea Johnson and Paige Gray. They had 11 steals, 2 blocks, and 7 team fouls. They had 4 steals come from Brooke Boland. So, it was a very interesting first half. It felt like Pine City, they did go on a little bit of a run there, but they just couldn't quite get comfortable in that first half. Again, this Mora defense is so stingy. There's no easy way around that defense, and they're going to make you fight for every single inch of space on the court. And that's what they did here tonight. And it's not that Pine City didn't get around it. They did, and that they couldn't figure it out. That's not the case. They did. They did an okay job of that. But something felt off. They were a little bit, I think, just irritated with the fact that maybe it wasn't going the way they had thought it would. They're not executing the way they wanted to. They're having a few more turnovers than they expected. And let's give a ton of credit to Mora, too, because, well, that's just the type of defense they play. They're going to make it extremely tough for you, and you are going to have to beat them. They're not a team that's just going to fall over and let you beat them. You have to outplay them in many different facets, and that just doesn't happen real often this year. So we've seen there have been a lot of close games for Mora in which they have lost, and they could have easily won. Same thing for Pine City. So I think this is a good test for both of these teams, because I think it puts both of these teams in a spot where I don't want to say they haven't been before, because I think they have, but there's a lot on the line. There's a section win. There's QRF points on the line. There's a conference win on the line, and plus just pride between these two rivals. So there is a lot on the line here tonight for both of these squads, and I think that may have crept into the minds of both of these squads, because it just didn't look as clean as either team wanted it to be in that first half. And I think that bothered both teams a little bit, and it started to creep into the heads a little bit, and we saw a little bit overthinking. And again, for Pine City, one of the things that has kind of plagued them this year has been in games, I don't want to say like this, because this game has its own unique feel, but in other games that are similar in different ways, we've seen where Pine City, whether they're down or they're just trying to step up the pace, we've seen them rush things a little bit. They get out in front of themselves a little bit too much, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, now a turnover is happening where it really shouldn't. I say doesn't need to. I think any coach say, hey, turnovers don't need to happen, but they do in a game. It's just part of the game. But I think they start to rush things a little bit, get too out in front of themselves, and all of a sudden then we start to see that creep into their heads. And now they're overthinking everything. They're thinking this little pass, and then they're getting out of their spots. They're not being in the right place at the right time. They're not executing the way they should. And I think that's what is happening a little bit here tonight is we've seen there, they took 2 early timeouts. They were not executing the way they wanted to. And the timeouts seemed to help a little bit, but still at the end of that first half, not the execution you want to see from this Pine City team, allowing that, well, run to the basket and for an easy layup. That is not what you want to see at the end of the half. On the other side for Mora, they have done a good job defensively of doing just what they've needed to, doing what they have always done this season, and just playing good, stingy defense. creating turnovers, making it hard for you to find any open space, getting good rebounds. And again, they're not the tallest team out there. Pine City does have the height advantage, but Pine City just does such a good job, or Mora does such a good job of just wanting it more, being in the better spot, setting themselves up in good position, boxing out the correct way. So they're able to do these things. They're able to get these rebounds. And again, while on paper they may not, or wherever you want to look at it, they may not, they may go overlooked sometimes. I talked about that in the pregame. But, man, they just are such a good team. It's the way they handle the zones. It's the fundamental things they do. They don't turn the ball over a ton. They box out really well. They move the ball around a decent amount. It is just, they do so many things so well that they're hard to beat when they're playing as well as we know they can be. So Mora just kind of does everything right a lot of times, and the talent shows from that. That's going to go ahead and do it for our halftime show here on WCMP and KBEK. We're going to take 30 seconds, then we'll be back for the second half of action here on WCMP and KBEK.
Are you ready to get back to doing what you love? Whether it's recovering from an injury or preventing one, Wellia Health Sports Medicine Team is here to help. From kids to adults, we specialize in treating sports injuries, including concussions. We're here to get you back to peak performance. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Visit welliahealth.org.
And we're back on KBK, WCMP. Dragons and Mustangs getting ready for this second half of action, getting their final words from coaches. Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard shows the Dragons leading by 9, 33-24. They have 3 locations, Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. They'll also leave you with a smile you'll embrace forever. Got a classic throwback they were putting over the loudspeakers. Whip Nene. Man, that was, I'm dating myself here, but that was from when I was in high school. Still a banger, as they would say. Still a great song. Meanwhile, Mora will start with the ball here in the second half. They will go right to left on your radio dial. Pine City left to right. Emma Axtell will inbound to Addison, and Addison will now bring it into the offensive zone. Give now to Yoder. Yoder, again, it was a key piece to them scoring and keeping up with Pine City early on there before Pine City went on a run. Meanwhile, a 3 is going to be off the mark. Ganote with the rebound. Wide open is Gray, and Gray drops it in for 2. Really good job by Ganote to get the rebound, and then just notice that Gray was just, wide open is an understatement. Meanwhile, here's Yoder again. Yoder did a good job of taking care of the ball and even taking the ball away. She'll give to Hegerness. Now Addison Axtell. Oh, they left her alone. Oh, and a rare miss. You will not see her miss that one many times. Meanwhile, Ganote with another rebound. Give to Gray. She lost it for a moment, but then feeds Unverzat, and Unverzat drops it in for 2. Good movement there, and they're kind of playing with one player back as they get the rebound defensively and getting that fast break or transition offense going. Addison Axtell thought she was going to go 3. Instead gives to Hegerness, now to Kastenbauer. Kastenbauer into a double team. Gets to Hegerness. Hegerness inside. Shot is up. It is no good. And they tried to go and get in transition offense again, but they allowed the missed shot to be rebounded by Kastenbauer. Her missed shot was rebounded by Axtell, and Axtell dropped it in for 2, so got a few too many players back early. Meanwhile, Gray's shot is up, and it's going to be no good, and Unverzat does all she can just to try and keep that one alive, but it is going to go out of bounds, and Mora will get it back. 37-26, 16:36 to go. Inbound to Addison. Gray nearly got a hand on it, but Addison, such good concentration, and she'll drive to the far side. She gets a little bit of a shimmy forearm to Boland, and Boland backs off a little bit, trying to draw the foul, but they've let them play a little bit here tonight, and I like that, especially in a rivalry game. Meanwhile, this pass back outside to Hegerness. Hegerness will now look to Addison. Addison will drift to the top of the key, now give over to Yoder. Yoder to Kastenbauer. Kastenbauer scanning, going inside to Yoder, and that ball nearly stolen away by Boland, but it's going to be taken back by Hegerness, and this 3 again missed by Addison Axtell. That not something we see real often from Mora, and I think Addison saying she may have gotten her hand hit. I thought it looked kind of funky coming out, but I won't agree that time. Yeah, I don't know. It did look a little bit weird, and that's something we don't see real often is 3 missed shots in a row from Addison, so definitely like to see her get some redemption. Meanwhile, Dragons have it back. Gray, no. She tripped and fell. she got into the defender a little bit, and the defender just stood her ground, and I forced her to kind of slowly fall to the court, which is going to be a travel, and it will wind up a turnover. Emma Axtell will get this one up the court quickly to Hegerness. Hegerness looking back to Emma, now give on the far side Yoder. Yoder to Addison. Addison to Hegerness, and Hegerness giving this near side corner. And Hegerness, the long two, is going to be no good. Boland with the rebound. They're trying to get that transition offense working. Boland inside, kick back outside to Gray, and the foul is going to be on Boland for the charge. Well, good job by Mora's defense just to be set up in that spot at the right time and draw that foul. So Mora will get it back on the charge, and good movement of the ball there by Mora to get this one up past the press. And now Yoder on the far side. Now she had an opening for a second, but Boland got there in plenty of time. Meanwhile, now Yoder on the baseline, getting through some traffic. She gets it to Emma Axtell, and now this ball's up for grab, and it's going to be Gray who will get the steal for Pine City. Boland has it now, going over to Klepper. Klepper trying to go inside to Unverzat, and forced that one, and that's one you'll want back if you're Klepper. Stolen away by Kastenbauer. Kastenbauer gives here to Addison, now on this near side. Hegerness off the mark for three, but Addison no good on that shot on the rebound, and she missed another one, and Boland is going to wind up with the rebound here for Pine City, and now it's going to be stolen away by Axtell. That's Addison Axtell. Had it knocked out from behind, and it will stay with the Mustangs. 14-19. Score still 37-26. Emma will inbound to Kastenbauer. Her shot no good, even though she was wide open, and now Yoder is able to get the rebound. Kind of nobody there. Now Hegerness going to drive. So I think from what I heard, there was a lot being said, and I couldn't quite hear, but from what I heard, it sounds like the shot clock did not get set to the right time. It was supposed to be at 20. With that, they're going to get a kind of a redo, basically, for Mora, as they will inbound now on this near side. They'll go inside. Axtell hook shot good off the glass. 37-28. Boland. Past the timeline, gives to Klepper. Klepper back over to Ganote. Ganote pulls it down, give it to Klepper. Klepper and try and drive inside. A shot just off the mark. Unverzat somehow got that rebound, and she will drop it in for two. Yeah, there's no way that she should have had that one, but because she is so talented, she's got those longer arms, she was able to. There's not many people that besides her that would have been able to get that rebound. Addison Axtell left alone, top of the key for three. That one's off the mark, and Klepper will pull this one in. She gives to Boland. Boland will take it quickly up the court, lets the offense get in front. Now finds Unverzat underneath. Unverzat no good. Tips that one to herself again. Oh, and just as she got it up, they're going to call a jump ball, and the possession arrow points the way of the Dragons. Johnson and Judd will check in for Ganote, for Unverzat and Gray. Man, that's tough because Unverzat, she had it, but it'll be called the jump ball. Inbound here to Klepper, and it was knocked out of bounds by Emma Axtell, but as she knocked it out, it went right back to Boland, and that's going to go off of Pine City, so it's going to go be Mora ball. That was a tough one there for Boland, as that one just kind of got whacked back, right back at her. She went to go inbound to Klepper, and Klepper had the advantage, but Emma Axtell just kind of got her arm in there without getting any bit of Klepper, and Axtell just swatted it back out of bounds, and unfortunately, it went right back into the breadbasket of Boland, and, well, there was just no chance to get out of the way, so can't blame Boland on that one. There was just quite literally no chance to get out of the way, but great play there by Emma Axtell to force the turnover and give Mora the ball right back. 13-16 on the clock. That is not the score. The score is 39-28. Pine City still on top. But, man, this is still anybody's game. This has been a fun one to be a part of. It's been a fun one to watch here between these two teams, and it is it's been a battle. And I think games like this absolutely should be. Meanwhile, this pass trying to get on the far side, but Bolin got her hand in the way, and she says absolutely not. Ball still stays with Mora. Addison Axel give up to Emma. Now to Yoder. Yoder pulls it in, gets around one defender, and has it blocked out of bounds by Klepper. That'll be her second block. Talked with her last Friday after their win, and I talked about how, last year she was averaging 2 to 3 blocks per game, and now it seems like the entire team is averaging 5 or 6. Meanwhile, here's a 3 from Yoder. She's been looking for that one for a while, and she finally delivers on the long ball, but she just hasn't been open enough to try and have a too many chances at it. But there she was, and she knocks it down. Trying to get this ball into Klepper. Klepper lost it. Yeah, there's Yoder again. Another steal for Yoder. Transition offense going to be stopped here by Judd as they got it up to Hegerness. Now over to Addison Axtell, inside to Emma. Emma will glance over the defense, give on the senior side Kastenbauer. Kastenbauer, instead of taking the three, she'll drive. The shot is going to be no good. Somehow Emma Axtell comes up with that rebound. Now here to Yoder. Another 3. This one's going to be off the mark, but going to get a jump ball. Judd did get the rebound, but it's going to be a jump ball. As Mora did a good job to tie that one up. Unrazat will check into the game for Ganote. And Mora will set to inbound. Emma Axtell will inbound to Kassenbauer. Good job there as that one was blocked by Unrazat, stolen away by Boland. Unrazat has her second. Boland has her 5th steal. Now Rhea Johnson give over to Boland. Boland will look over to Judd. Judd will take the 3. It's going to be off the mark. A little too strong. That show. They're going to say it was Klepper who touched it out last. I thought it was Hegerness, but that's why the referees are down there. And I am not. Inbound now from Emma to Abigail Kellish. Emma will drift to the far side, and she'll hand off to Brady. That's Addison Brady. Gets through a trap, now up to Addison. Yes, Addison Axtell. This ball is tipped, and it's going to be stolen away by Unverzat. Not sure who tipped it. Now we're going to get a double dribble. Oh, man. Oh. And these are the mistakes that frustrate you as a coach because, well, it's just mistakes that can't happen, especially when you're in transition offense like that. You've got the numbers going in your favor. But if you're Mora, you just caught a big break. And now, also if you're Mora, you got to capitalize. Meanwhile, Addison Axtell's pass to Kellish almost hit the head of Emma, and she had to duck down to get underneath it. Meanwhile, this Brady shot, no good. She's going to get the rebound, and that's Emma. Man, oh man, I can't seem to catch a break. Go through so many hands that I'm not sure who gets it. Meanwhile, here's Judd with it for Pine City. She's trying to look underneath. Oh, but well forced that one. And just a really good play by Kastenbauer, stepping in the lane at the exact time. Here comes Addison. Over now to Kastenbauer. Kastenbauer will give to Kellish. Kellish over to Addison. Now to Brady. Brady looking. She's still on the far side with it. She picks up her dribble. Giving now to Kastenbauer in the corner on the far side. Back to Addison Brady. Now to Kastenbauer again. Under 10 to shoot. Back to Kellish. Now on this near side, Addison for a long 2. It's going to come up short, and Rhea Johnson gets the rebound. Johnson will give to Boland. Boland looks, gets around Addison for a moment, kicks on this near side. Klepper will shoot the 3. It's going to come up short, and Kastenbauer gets the rebound. Kastenbauer will give now to Kellish. Kellish moving up the court, give on the far side to Addison. Addison will give now to Brady, to Kellish. Kellish thought about 3, but Judd, man, she got there in a hurry. And now Kellish can't drop it in for 2. Rhea Johnson with a strong rebound. Here comes Klepper. Give up to Judd. Judd for 3. That's going to be off the mark. And Unverzo. They're going to call Unverzon for the foul. So Ganote and Gray will check in for Johnson and Judd. Thought Unverzon had a good rebound, but they did not agree. 39-33. A little bit more of a lower scoring second half. Been a battle between these two squads. Again, I don't think you want anything different. And if you're a fan, maybe you would. Maybe you want a little bit more lopsided, depending on which team you're cheering for. So, but I think as a fan myself, as we see Addison Axtell drop in a 2 on the nice feed from Emma. This is the type of game you want to see in a rivalry. It's close, it's a battle. Neither side has a clear advantage. You have to battle for each and every point. It's been a good one so far. Gray for 3, it's going to come up well short. Kellish is just going to let it go out of bounds. It will go back to Mora. Inbound will go to Brady. Back to Emma, and then up to Brady. Nearly had it stolen away by Klepper, and then nearly by Bolin, and then you get a timeout. So a few almost turnovers, and Dalby's going to get the timeout called to corral his team and kind of settle it down, at least for this possession. Meanwhile, we'll see what Pine City does in this timeout. But we'll catch a commercial break and hear a word from our fine sponsors here on KBK and WCMP.
When it comes to yours or your loved one's end-of-life celebration, there are many options. Find guidance from the professionals at Methvin Funeral and Cremation Services. Church services, celebration of life services at one of their chapels, a ceremony in a park, or even cremation. Methvin has the resources to facilitate everything from start to finish. Methvin Funeral and Cremation in Mora, Hinckley, Sandstone, and Isle, or find them online at methvinfuneralhome.com, serving our community since 1912.
Hey, Mark, I spent about $3,500 on heating this last winter.
Whoa, sounds like you need to switch to a central boiler outdoor wood furnace, like I did.
A wood furnace? That sounds like a lot of work.
No, not really. I have my wood delivered, and with a large firebox and a central boiler outdoor furnace, I usually just fill it once a day.
Whoa, that sounds great.
I heat my domestic water, garage, and I'm saving a ton of money every year.
Well, where do I get one?
Northland Boiler Sales is your local central boiler sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Back here on WCMP and KBEK, 39-35 is our score. Mustangs trail by 4. It has been a really good battle here between these two. Pine City still holds on to the advantage, but Mora is on the fast track right back. Mora gets the inbound. It's Kellish with it now, over to Addison. Addison to Kellish. Into Emma. Emma will look underneath to Kellish. Kellish trying to get around the defender. Klepper, block and steal. And she'll have 3 each. Now give on this near side to Klepper. Klepper will look, take it from the free throw line, and she's fouled. And a lot of Mustang fans don't agree. And I can see why they wouldn't. That one was close, and because I'm not in a good spot to see whether that got the hand or not, I can't really say too much. I would have been more or less on the side of, yeah, it probably is a foul, but I don't have a clear look at it at that angle. That one, Klepper will get 1 of 2. And then the ball knocked out of bounds by a member of Pine City. And Mora will have it back. They'll move this ball up the court quickly. Here's Addison. Give over to Kellish for 3, no good. Unverzat gets the rebound. Quick give up the court here to Klepper. Trying to go underneath to Gano. Back out to Klepper. Now over to Bolin. Bolin patiently waiting. Trying to find Unverzat underneath. There's just too much space, or too many defenders is how English works. Now giving it underneath. Gano to Unverzat, and Unverzat drops it in for 2. Oh, good job moving the ball around that time, and Klepper nearly gets the foul on herself, but good job to pull back there as Addison Axtell pulls in that pass. Now she gets it back, give over to Emma. Emma in the near side corner. Here's a 3 from Kastenbauer. It's going to go long, and Klepper just receives that one like a punt, but she gives it up. Emma Axtell for 2 after the steal from her sister, Addison. Oh, man. Well, you won't see that too often from this Pine City squad and Klepper, but good job by Mora capitalizing. Now give back underneath to Unverzat. Banks it in for 2. Unverzat is having a night underneath, and you just got to keep feeding her. Got to keep feeding her. They have the height advantage, so might as well take full advantage of it while you can. Bolin nearly gets the steal, and this is going to go and be Mora ball. So Pine City thought that was possibly touched out last by Mora. The refs say no, it was Green who had touched it last, and then we get a shot clock change there, as because it wasn't a change of possession, the clock has to go back to what it was when it went out of bounds. Meanwhile, Mora moving the ball really well. Kastenbauer underneath, get back outside Kellish. Kellish gets around Ganote. She's trying to split the defenders. This foul will go against Ganote, her first, team's third. 7:24 to go. Emma Axtell give on that far side to Kellish for three. That's no good. Hits the side of the backboard. Rebounded, though, by Emma Axtell, or Addison, excuse me. This shot no good, and rebounded by Klepper. Klepper will give up to Boland, trying to find Gray. Oh, Gray thought she had Unverzat. Good realization that there was just too much around. And then this shot is no good by Boland, and they're going to say that on the bounce from the rim hit the pulley system or the shot clock itself, and that's out of bounds. So ball goes back to Mora. Pine City not too pleased with that one, as it was close. I don't know if it would. For me, it would have been too close to call. I would have needed a replay, which that's not just readily available. Meanwhile, this ball being poked around, and Addison Axtell is going to be able to get it. Now Kastenbauer driving inside, blocked by Klepper. Whoa, what a big block. Klepper now has 4 on the game, and you can bet each one has just been as big as the last. Judd is going to check in, and we're going to get a new young lady in here for Mora. She has not seen court time yet. That's Macy Schorsbauer. So Schorsbauer into the game for the first time here tonight. And they're going to see what kind of matchup she can bring. Meanwhile, Addison Axtell gives on the far side. Kellish, this time, no good. And Klepper does a good job just to keep that one in play. Give to Boland. Boland going to Gray. Back outside Klepper. That pass a little bit low. Now on the far side to Judd. Now to Boland again. Now to Klepper. Klepper going to take this three. That is off the side of the rim. No good. Kellish with the rebound. Kellish is going to draw a foul off of Gray. Inbound here to Addison. Now back to Kellish on this near side. Here's Schorsbauer. Instead, they'll give to Brady. Addison Brady, no good. And there's Unverzat with the rebound. Boland will look, give up to Klepper. Klepper to Gray. Go inside to Boland, and stolen away by Kellish. And you just tell Pine City a little bit frustrated right now because there have been a few turnovers that have just been forced. Meanwhile, here's a 2 from Macy Schorsbauer. Macy Schorsbauer for 2, 44-39. So plenty of time left in this one, 5:45 to go. Boland looks for the call from Coach Judd. She'll now pull it up, give over to Maggie Judd. And now back to Boland. Quickly to Gray. Gray back to Boland. Trying to go underneath to Klepper, and just too tall, which doesn't happen often because Klepper is pretty tall herself, but that one just overshot. And another turnover here on Pine City. Rhea Johnson will check in for Boland. And you can sense the frustration building here for Pine City, but if you're the Dragons, you got to get that out of your heads and just move on to the next, because this frustration could turn into something real bad. And here's a 3 that is well off the mark. Klepper with another rebound. She'll give it up to Judd. Judd scans the defense, give over to Johnson. Johnson, shot no good. Rebounded there by Brady. Shot here from Addison Axtell, no good. And that going to be knocked out by Pine City. So it will stay with Mora. Kellish out, in comes Yoder. And I think this is a good move by Coach Dalby, getting Yoder in the game. She was a problem for a lot of this game, and getting her in. There's an element of she's got 5 steals on the evening, as well as 9 points. So yeah, not a bad choice to have in. Meanwhile, Addison Axtell over the defender. Are you serious? What a shot! Makes it 42-44. Whoa! What a shot from Addison Axtell. You're going to get a jump ball call here on no one. It's just a jump ball, and Pine City has the possession arrow facing their way. Judd will inbound, give on this near side to Gray. Gray going inside to Unverzat, and she drops it in for 2. (46-42). Here comes Kellish, or excuse me, that is Axel. Thank you. Back up the other way, now underneath to Kastenbauer. Kastenbauer trying to get around her defender. Kind of lost, but then she winds up getting a bounce pass there to Yoder. Yoder trying to get around Johnson. She does. Shot, no good. Good job there, and that's going to be knocked out. Klepper almost got the rebound, but Schwarzbauer was not going to let her get it so easy. She knocks it out of her hands, but it will stay with Pine City. Bolin going to check back into the game. She'll come in for Judd, and then Emma Axtell will check in for Kastenbauer. 46-42, 4:10 to go. This game is, man, this is one of those games that has you on your feet for the last few minutes. Unverzat underneath. Oh, just off the mark that time, and Emma Axtell gets the rebound. Up the court they go to Brady. Brady stops, kick back outside. Emma Axtell, and she's going to come up short on that one, and that one's going to go out of bounds. I think Emma Axtell may have rushed that shot just slightly. I think she realized she had the open shot, and then kind of just, it didn't look as clean as she would have liked. So it was just a little bit rushed, I thought. Meanwhile, Bolin will kick here to Klepper, now over to Johnson. Johnson will go back to Bolin. Bolin on this near side to Gray, underneath Klepper. Klepper back outside Johnson. Johnson for 3. That's good. And a big 3 there from Rhea Johnson. They needed that. But now here comes Mora. That pass was tipped to Addison. She still pulls it in. Brady will head up the court. Get back now to Schwarzbauer. Schwarzbauer pass on this near side to Yoder. Got to be careful of her from that distance. She'll instead look and give to Addison. Addison underneath to Emma. Emma trying to go to Brady, and she draws the foul. And Johnson not too happy with that one. 5 fouls in the second half here for Pine City. Only the first for Johnson, but 5 fouls for them, 1 for Mora. So Mora's done a really good job of staying out of foul trouble here in this second half. First one up and good for Brady. And she gets a friendly roll there. So Addison Brady, 2 for 2, 49-44. Here come the Dragons. Bolin brings it back up the court. Give over to Rhea Johnson. Johnson back to Klepper. Klepper giving this near corner to Gray. Now to Bolin. Bolin's going to have to, no. They're going to say it was knocked out by a member of Mora. So we'll stay with Pine City. Bolin tried to knock it away, but as she did, either Yoder or Brady got a hand on it as it went out of bounds. Inbound to Klepper. Klepper will just drive, and she had I'm not sure what happened there, but she kind of stutter-stepped and had to throw that one up, and good thing she did because she would have got called for the travel, but it was rebounded by Unverzat. She missed, but only because she was fouled. That foul going to go against Emma Axtell, her second and the team's second, and 2 here for Unverzat, and the first one is good. And Unverzat hits them both. 51-44 on the ground. Looked like Brady fell and not too pleased with the defender standing right behind her. Here's Yoder for 3. That's going to be just off the mark. Klepper with the rebound. Now over to Bolin. Bolin give to Gray. Gray stops, gives to Klepper from the free throw line. Just off the mark, and Unverzat trying to get the rebound. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Schwarzbauer of Mora. 2:23 to go, 51-44. So, since it was knocked out of bounds by Mora, it will technically be a change of possession, so they're going to put the shot clock at 20. And the inbound will go from Bolin to Klepper. She'll hand right back to Bolin. Bolin. She fouled on that far side? Or was it just knocked out of bounds? No, just knocked out of bounds. So not a foul there, just knocked out of bounds by Mora. And the inbound to Klepper. Klepper will give right back to Bolin. Bolin thought about 3, pulls it down. Now do you start thinking about taking some time off the clock? Unverzat gets called for the travel. Well, she wanted to drive inside as she picked up that dribble. She apparently took 3 steps. It was close, and again, that's why I'm not a referee. Here's the ball. It's turned back over. Unverzat gets the steal. Giving this near side to Gray inside. Unverzat for 2. Ooh, she is racking up the points. 53-44. Mora still with time now, under 2 minutes to go, though. Good movement here with this ball. And this one stolen away by Gray. Gray gets the foul drawn. I think they got Emma Axtell. Yes. I don't know if I like that call in this situation. There was contact, but I don't know if there was enough for, I don't know. Meanwhile, here's the inbound to Gray. Gray will give on this near side to Boland. Boland will hold it. Try and dribble through the double team, and she almost lost it. They're going to get Brady for a foul, and that's another one where I don't know. I think she got more of the ball than she did anything. It'll be her 4th foul. They're going to leave Brady in there, though. I like the confidence here from Coach Dalby. Yeah, I don't know. I thought she had the ball. Maybe a jump ball call would have been more ideal than the foul that got called. Boland, no look pass to Klepper. Klepper going to pull up. It's going to come up short. I think Addison Axtell got a hand on that one. Even if she didn't, she's going to get the rebound. Now bringing it up the court. Addison Axtell give to Yoder. Now to Emma. Emma trying to find Shorsbauer underneath. Instead, it's Addison who finds a wide open basket for 2. 53-46. Boland trying to take some time off the clock. Give up to Johnson. Now to Unverzat. And if there's someone you want at the free throw line, it's probably Unverzat. Unverzat is doing a really good job shooting here tonight. Meanwhile, good movement of this ball. Sooner than later, Mora's going to have to start fouling. They've only got 4, though, so they've got to do it 3 more times to get Pine City to the line. Meanwhile, Pine City, I'm okay. I think they're even okay with a shot clock violation at this point, just because that would take this clock all the way down under 40 seconds. So 8 seconds to shoot after this one was knocked out of bounds by Mora. Rhea Johnson will inbound. She'll go to Unverzat. Back out to Boland. Boland. Try and put this one up, but just missing. And it will go back to Mora. 40 seconds to go in the game. And a timeout called here by Coach Judd and Pine City. So while they take one, you know what? We're going to keep it here. We're going to keep it here. Because that gives us a moment to not only thank you, our loyal listener, for tuning into this game and doing it for a good game. And there's Vivian Lottie down there waving to the camera. Again, just always providing that good energy. But it gives us a moment to talk about our Pine Insurance Athlete of the Week, which is presented by Pine Insurance Agency. They have locations in Aiken, Ham Lake, Moose Lake, McGregor, and Pine City. And the Player of the Week is presented with the coveted Player of the Week t-shirt for a job well done. And Pine Insurance Agency sponsors that. And we give a Player of the Week to one athlete from KBK listening area and WCMP listening area. And we do that every week, usually on a Tuesday or Wednesday. And we love to do this because it gives the recognition to the athlete. Now, obviously, we'd love to highlight every single athlete in our local listening area. But I am not able to be out as that much. I'd love to clone myself and just be out everywhere. But I'm not able to do that yet. We'll see. We're waiting on the technology. No. But Pine Insurance, they've been so gracious to sponsor this and get some T-shirts made to give out to these athletes of the week. We just announced 2 today. Lucy Lowerson of East Central for WCMP, and then Wyatt Wall of Foley for KBK. So if you have an athlete that you believe deserves to be nominated for Athlete of the Week, email me at WCMPradio@gmail or WCMPsports@gmail.com. Meanwhile, here's Addison Axtell. Shot was blocked by Unverzat, and now we get a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Mustangs. 29 seconds to go. 25 seconds on the shot clock. This game is still anybody's. But problem for Mora is they've only got 4 fouls. They're going to have to start fouling real quick. Addison Axtell gets the inbound, trying to get around Klepper. There's nothing there. She's got to get this one off quick. That one is blocked and stolen away by Klepper. Another block for Klepper and another steal. Bolin will give back to Klepper. Klepper back to Bolin, and that is pretty much going to seal this one. Under 15 seconds now. Johnson will take it. She'll try to give to Unverzat. Unverzat back out to Klepper, and that will pretty much seal this one. Brady late gets the foul, and that unfortunately will be Brady's 5th. And I don't care how much time is left in the game. You never want to see anybody foul out. You hate to see that. We want to see everybody finish the game. So, fortunately, she'll foul out with 6 seconds to go. Bolin will pretty much just inbound this one, and that will pretty much do it. Klepper gets fouled there by Emma Axtell, her 4th, and that will bring us down to 4 seconds left. One more foul will bring it to a 1-and-1. Bolin will look. They'll get it to Klepper. Nearly stolen away. Back to Bolin. Bolin, and that will be it. What a game here in Pine City, and the Dragons are able to hold off the Mustangs and get the victory here, 53-46. We're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. Hear word from our fine sponsors. Be sure to stay tuned after the commercial break for our post-game show, which is sponsored by Pizza Pub of Pine City here on KBK and WCMP.
Stay connected with ECE Fiber. Get fast, reliable internet for your work-from-home needs. No more lag during virtual meetings. Manage your account easily with the ECE Fiber mobile app. ECE Fiber. Simple, local, reliable. Visit orderecefiber.com. That's ORDERECEFIBER.com.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics. A smile you will embrace forever.
Here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch in North Branch, the area's premier indoor batting cages and training facility. State-of-the-art pitching machines for softball and baseball. Rent cages with machines or bring your own pitcher. Here's the Pitch also offers instruction from experienced players. And Here's the Pitch has enough room for coaches to bring the whole team for training. Here's the Pitch in the North Branch Outlet Mall.
Arrowhead Transit, your community, your ride. Arrowhead Transit is proud to support this station and bring you reliable public transportation in your community. Whether you need to get to work, school, or the doctor's office, our friendly drivers and comfortable buses are here to serve you. We're committed to connecting communities and making transportation accessible for everyone. Arrowhead Transit is your community partner in getting around. Arrowhead Transit is a supporting sponsor of the station and is dedicated to supporting our local communities.
Welcome back here on WCMP and KBK, our post-game show brought to you by Pizza Pub in Pine City. Be sure at every Pine City home game to grab a slice of that Pizza Pub of Pine City because, well, that's who provides the pizza here at their home games in Pine City is Pizza Pub. So be sure to grab a slice at every single Pine City home game. So meanwhile, in this game, the Dragons get the win on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, 53-46. What a hard-fought battle here between these two teams. It was a great game between the teams. It was a lot of fun to watch. And, the Dragons, this is their first section win of the season. So this is going to go a long way for them in the QRF and helping them and their standings and maybe try and get a better seed. But they're just trying to, at this point, hold on to having a home playoff game. They're at the 8th seed right now, and they're going to try and hold on for a home game in the playoffs. But this will go a long way in doing that, as their first section win of the season moves them to 1-4 in section play. But now they get their 12th win on the year, and that, again, QRF-wise, that could shoot them up to as far as, 6th? Yeah, maybe, 5th or 6th at this point. So a win like this could really go a long ways in helping their seeding. And for Mora, it's a tough loss here tonight. It really felt like they had the advantage here in the second half. They started to figure things out, and they may have been the I don't want to say the better team, but they may have had more momentum on their side here in the second half. They started to figure it out and stop this Pine City offense, but Pine City did just enough to make sure that Mora wasn't able to get back and tie this one up, because I feel like had Mora been able to tie this game up at whatever the score was, would have been if they tied it, that would have been enough for Mora to not only swing all momentum to their side, to not only take the victory, but then start to begin to pull away from Pine City and get the victory here tonight. But give credit to both sides. They fought, they battled hard, and Pine City holds on for the win, 53-46 on the scoreboard. Taking a look at the stat leaders, we'll start with Mora. Leading the way for them was Addison Axtell with 16, 12 for Emma Axtell, then 9 for Yoder, 5 for Addison Brady, and 2 for Schwarzbauer and Kastenbauer. They had 9 steals for Axtell to lead the team. They had 12 steals, 1 block, and 15 team fouls. Leading the way for the Dragons was Kate Unverzant with 25 points, 8 rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 blocks on the evening. Just a phenomenal night. And speaking of which, she is going to be our player of the game here. That is Kate Unverzant. And Kate, first of all, congratulations on the win here tonight.
Thank you.
This was a really tough battle against a good Mora team, but this is your first section win of the year. How does it feel to kind of get that monkey off the team's back?
No, it feels really good. I know all of us were kind of nervous coming into this game, but we all kind of came together and worked hard, and it was a really fun win. And offense was going for at times, but it was the defense that really had to kind of steal the show here in this game. Mora, very good defense in themselves, a lower scoring game, but your guys' defense stepped up when it needed to here tonight. What is it like for you to see this defense come together like they did in a game like this? It feels really good when we all know our player and we hustle and we really aggressive and we all want the same thing, just to win and have fun.
And Mora, again, an aggressive defense. It looked like there was a little bit of frustration out there. What was the message from Coach Judd in those moments?
He told us we can't worry about anything else. We have to keep staying aggressive and keep our heads in the game, mentally and physically just checked in, and just relax and go play our game.
And you guys did that. You wound up with 3 steals and 3 blocks, which proved to be huge in this part of the game. Well, what does it mean for you to be able to be out there defensively and helping this team in such a big way and contributing in more ways than just that?
No, it's so much fun. We all thrive off of each other. When one of us gets a block or one of us gets a steal, the energy is just up, and it's just so fun.
And both you and Klepper did a really good job tonight defensively with the blocks. Totaled 8 blocks on the night. But again, you get a win over a rival before having to go there next week. But obviously got a few more games in between. But just to get a win over a rival, that's got to give a lot of confidence going into next week.
No, it really does. It was a good win, and we're all super happy that we're walking away with a win.
Absolutely. Well, Kate, thanks so much for joining me here in the post game. Congrats on the win, and good luck going forward.
Thank you so much.
That, again, was Kate Unverzant. Thank you so much to her for joining us here in the post game. Our player of the game. Yeah, she had 25 points, 8 rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 blocks on the night. What a night for Kate Unverzant. Doing it from every part of the floor. She had a big impact on the game here this evening. We're getting up close there. Vivian Lotti, as she is still out injured, but she'll be back, and we're gonna get her up here sooner than later. I'm gonna convince Coach to get her up here, but we'll be joined here by Coach Judd, and Coach Judd, a battle here tonight between these two teams, but congratulations on the win.
Yeah, thank you. It was a very important win for both teams to go get tonight within the conference and the section, and I was glad that we were able to find a way to win.
And as we inch closer to the playoffs, talking about seedings now, or you're trying to get a home playoff game, this will go a long way in doing that, and you mentioned this is the first section win. So what does it mean for you to see this team battle through everything that happened here tonight and get that first section win off of their back?
Yeah, I guess I even forgot about that. We were 0-4 in the section till then. So, to me it was very important for us just because we haven't won a section game, it feels like, in 2 years, and it probably is true. But it was more just, we got to just continue to keep getting better. And the more wins we get here, obviously, down the stretch, the better chance we get that playoff seed. So I was happy that the girls found a way to win a tough game. It just felt like every time we did something right, we did something to counter that right and make it tougher on ourselves tonight. But, good teams find a way to win those games when it's not your best night.
For sure, and there were a few runs in the first half by both teams. You guys nearly finished off the first half with a run, but then Mora came back to hit that final shot before the buzzer. What was kind of the message to the ladies at halftime just to kind of get them back into the game?
Yeah, I felt like we do good things to open up a lead, and then we take breathers when we don't need to take a breather, and we had a chance to kind of really open that up, like you said, and then we started off the half afterwards doing the same thing. But yeah, at halftime I just said, guys, we just got to, finish the job, finish your plays, finish the defense with a great transition play, or just set up the offense. Like, we just, for some reason, got kind of stuck trying to do our own thing instead of doing that team ball that's got us that success. So teams have that every game or every season, and tonight was that night for us.
For sure, and we talk about this Mora team, a tough defensive team as well, very opportunistic around the ball. Seemed like there was a little bit of frustration out there on the floor from some players, but they were able to work through that frustration and then still play together. What is it like to see that from your team as we talk about this season growth a lot?
It's important. It's really important that they, when they're not having their best night, they have the best night they can possibly have, and that's always been a thing that we've talked about, like, when it's somebody else's night, you got to let them shine, and you got to do the other stuff that helps that player shine. So, I thought we did that. Like you said, Kate did a really nice job inside. Tonight was her night to put points on the board. It was everybody else's job to play great defense and find her open when it did come. So, yeah, I was very happy with that.
Double-digit steals, nearly double-digit blocks on the night. Just to see those two young ladies, nearly themselves double-digit steals and blocks, but just to see the defense play like that, understanding the advantages that they have, what is it like to see that from not just them, but then everyone else kind of following?
Yeah, well, I mean, Mal and Kate, especially inside with those, when they set the tone for us, when they play great defense, get those blocks, and then it makes everything else easier for us to get out and run, too, when they do that. So, we don't always rely just on them, though. It's like, Retta Ganot has been playing phenomenal the last half dozen games, rebounding, making good decisions on offense and not turning the ball over. And her role is really starting to shine here as of late, too. So all three of them underneath have done a great job.
Yeah, and we talk about some of the players who come off the bench as well, like Johnson and Judd. They hit some big threes in this game. What's it like to see players like that be able to come off the bench right away and contribute?
Yeah, we just got done talking about that at the end of the game. It was nice to see some bench production there where it's been kind of scarce lately. And, Rhea and Maggie are just they're very good at the three-point line. And when we can move the ball efficiently like we did tonight and they can make other teams pay, it just opens up the game for everybody. So it was really nice to see that.
How much confidence does this team take going forward after a game like this, especially being a rivalry game, a conference game, and a section game?
Yeah, I talked to them afterwards about, like, it wasn't our best night, but it was still a win, and that was important at this time of year, just continuing to move forwards, even when things are tough. And they've been through a grind, like we talked about last time, where they've had so many games in January, and we're almost through the last 3-game week of the season, hopefully, and that's important for them. I hope they just keep finding ways to get better as we go.
For sure. It has definitely been a gauntlet, but almost there. But, Coach, congrats on the win here tonight, and good luck going forward.
Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you. Go Dragons.
That, again, was Coach Judd. Appreciate him for joining us in the post game. And, again, the Dragons get the victory over the Mustangs, 53-46. But, again, yeah, it's just been it was a really good game to be a part of, a really good game to watch. And, again, maybe it wasn't their night for either side, but a good defensive battle. You've seen them fight through the adversity here, both sides, but it was Unverzat's night underneath. 14 points here in the second half for a total of 25 to lead the team. He had 6 for Johnson, Judd, and Klepper, 5 for Gray and Boland. Unverzat led the team unofficially. Again, my stats are not even close to official. With 8 rebounds, 7 for Klepper. They had 18 steals as a team. 5 of them came for Boland, 4 from both Gray and Klepper. He had 8 blocks, 3 from Unverzat, and 5 from Klepper. Just did a really good job at where they needed to, when they needed to. And again, a hard-fought battle here between the Mustangs and the Dragons. But the Dragons get their first section win of the season, and now they can take that and go forward into next week when they play them once again. So the Dragons move to 12 wins on the season, and they will continue to push for that home playoff game. As I've said before, this team, they can get on a roll. they can finish off this season with all the wins and go into the playoffs on a really high note. For Mora, they can do the same as well. They're a team that, again, I feel like for some reason, far too many teams are overlooking this Mora Mustang squad. And I think it's because they don't necessarily have the star player that, everyone knows around the conference and the section. But they should. You look at the Axtell sisters themselves. Those are two players that everybody should know. Everybody should know them. I mean, and you look at, other young ladies like a Yoder. Yoder had 5 steals herself tonight for Mora. And you look, at a young lady like Brady who actually started as part of the starting 5 in the second half. So there are just so many players on that squad that people need to take notice of and understand that this Mora team is not a fluke. This Mora team is that talented. They are a team that can go the distance. They are a team that can battle for the top spot in the section. There's no reason they can't. So, Mora, keep your heads up. Understand that this is just one game. You get Pine City next week, and you get a chance for revenge at home. So this is a really good battle here tonight. I'm hoping I can be out in Mora next week. I really am. I'm hoping that I'm able to be out there next week. Hopefully the schedule works out to where I can be out there next week in Mora and cover this same game and see how that one goes, because if tonight's any indication, that should be just as good out there. But I tell you what, that is going to do it here for me in the post game, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you so much for tuning in. You are a loyal listener for tuning into all these games. I know it's not for me. I know it's for the players, but I still appreciate it because, well, you give me job security, quite literally. So for that, you can remember that you are special in my book. Because, again, you keep my job safe. Also want to give a huge shout-out to all of our fine sponsors who sponsor this and every other broadcast that we do. It is greatly appreciated. Ways that you can stay up to date with local sports. Well, this YouTube channel, that's one way how. That's probably the easiest way how. Just go ahead, like, subscribe. Once you're subscribed, every time we go live, you'll get a notification, and it will take you right to the live video. Other ways you can stay up to date is our morning shows on both WCMP and KBEK, 7:30, 8:30, 7:45, and 8:45. And then also our websites for both stations have the links up there for games that we're covering. We have articles and coaches and players interviews. Plus, we have our social medias, our Facebook and our Instagram, and our X or Twitter at Q Media Sports for all things local sports. I'm going to get out of here so they can get cleaning because I am in their way, and the janitors are so gracious to allow me to stay afterwards and finish up my post game. So I'm going to let the janitors go ahead and kick me out. No, I'm just kidding. They're not kicking me out. I'm going to kick myself out because, well, they have a job to do. I'm just kind of impeding it. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Remember, be kind to everyone. You never know what someone is going through, and your kindness can make their day. For WCMP, I am Ethan Game Day Gilman. Have a great rest of your night.
Your journey to a smile you'll love forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners. With locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics. A smile you'll embrace forever.
That concludes our broadcast from WCMP Sports, a Q Media Group radio station, and brought to you in part by local advertisers. For high school sports schedules, scores, and interviews, visit WCMPradio.com. Catch more local live action all season long, right here on this local radio station. Also available via the WCMP mobile app, available for free download in the App Store, and multiple Q Media Group YouTube streams. Thank you for joining us. Now back to regularly scheduled programming. WCMP's 100.9 FM, 106.5 FM, and 1350 AM. Licensed out of Pine City.